What's going on, guys? I'm your host from the East Coast, Jinder Man 94, here to give you guys my WWE Smackdown Live review for December 27th, 2016. Hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season, and hope you guys enjoyed this Smackdown tonight, because I surely did. The Wildcard Finals, as it had been advertised. We got a few championship matches tonight, and we also got the return of one John Cena. And that's what SmackDown Live kicked off with, John Cena returning. Incredible ovation. They still chanted the John Cena sucks gimmick, which I think he absolutely loves. He's getting a reaction from the crowd, and that's just the whole point. That's his gimmick, and that's what he's rolling with. So I'm sure he appreciates it no matter what. They tried to troll him with the CM Punk chants when he came out, and he was just like, are you guys chanting Cena sucks? Because it sounds kind of the same, CM Punk, Cena sucks a little bit. He talked about AJ Styles and, the triple threat match that's happening. And pretty much was like, maybe they can do it one more time because he wants to be involved with the WWE Championship. And he was just addressing why he was there, which is that specific reason. He says people are talking about his future, saying it has been a super year for Super Cena, if you get what he's saying. People have called him washed up, says one foot's out the door for Hollywood. He was there to set the record straight that he's not going anywhere. And he's not a big fan of the new era. It's the my time is now era. And never give up means that even when you have an off year, you get back up and you come back fighting for more. So he's watching the main event very closely, and he's challenging whoever wins at the Royal Rumble. And he said, how can John Cena just demand a title match and just set that up for whoever, comes out as champion? He said, because I'm John Cena, so you better recognize. And I just did it. Dropped the mic and walked away. I'm like, oh snap. Cena asserting his authority, his pull. He gives no fluffs about your opinions. If he want a title match, he getting a damn title match. Because that's what he do. In my best Mark Henry impression. So Cena's pretty much going to challenge whoever wins the triple threat match at the Royal Rumble. And that should be a great match. Whoever won the match, which we all know. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But backstage, we had one of the backstage reporters at the Miz's locker room or whatever. And he opens the door and says he's only answering questions from the reporter who slapped him last week, Renee Young. And if you guys remember, last week, the Miz got a little savage and was just like, Renee Young is the one that's obsessed with Dean Ambrose because she's sleeping with him. And pretty much just put all her business out there and she slapped the taste out of his mouth. So he was just like, I'm not taking any questions unless Renee Young comes to me. So then we get our first match, which is the WWE Tag Team Championship Four Corners Elimination match. We had the Wyatts, we had the Usos, American Alpha, and Heath, Slater, and Rhyno. And via the Freebird rules, which I thought was very interesting, Luke Harper was in the match instead of Bray Wyatt, which makes sense with how the finish went down. So, since it was an elimination match, the Wyatts chose to stand on the outside of the ring and let the other teams beat the hell out of each other because, hey, they're the champions. They'll get in the match eventually, but there is no point in getting in and getting too tired and, just wearing themselves down when they could just wait till other teams get eliminated. And I think it was a bold move to stay fresh, until their opportunity came because they're already dominant as it is. So if they're going to wait to let the other tag teams kick the hell out of each other when they're already good enough as it is, I think that was a great strategy, and I'm pretty sure Bray Wyatt was the one who constructed it. So we got the other tag teams fighting. Heath Slater came in on a hot tag from Rhyno, botched the top rope spot he was supposed to do, and then got super kicked by Jey Uso, and they were the first team eliminated. At this point, the Wyatts still hadn't been entered into the match, so American Alpha and the Usos went at it. Usos started talking trash to the Wyatts, like, watch this. This is how you do it. And then, ironically enough, the Usos wound up getting eliminated by a jackknife cover from Chad Gable. They were fighting for a good amount of time, though. It was pretty cool. They had matches in the past when the Usos lost to them, and then attacked them after the match. And just the same as that happened, right after they got eliminated from this match, they went and attacked American Alpha and pretty much weakened the butt for the Wyatts. So the Wyatts pretty much took control after that. They hadn't been in the match at this point, and then, Randy Orton was just a fresh body, went right to work on Jason Jordan. Gable got in the match, showed off his strength. He hit like this suplex off vert like off his vertical base on Luke Harper. And Harper ain't no small man, so that was very impressive. It just showed off the strength that Gable has, considering he's not, the biggest guy in the WWE. The calculated offense of Randy Orton, though, was wearing down Chad Gable. Very slow and very methodical, the way Randy Orton works. Slowed down the match pace a vast amount. Jordan finally got into the match again. They took out Luke Harper on the outside of the ring. They took out Bray Wyatt, got back in the ring, and Orton was setting up for an RKO. Chad Gable stopped it from the top rope. Well, something happened to where Randy was climbing the top rope, and then Luke Harper from the outside started to climb up, and Gable kind of knocked Orton into Luke Harper, who got knocked off the top rope. And then they hit Grand Amplitude on Randy Orton, and we got new tag team champions on SmackDown. I'm like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, but I understand why they're doing it. American Alpha's getting the nice rub from the Wyatt family, and I know people are probably complaining, well, they just got the belts, and Bray Wyatt's already not a champion anymore. But it kind of makes sense, though, because if you think about it, Randy Orton and Luke Harper have been teasing, this little brawl that kind of started when Randy first joined the Wyatts, because Luke Harper didn't really trust him. They've been kind of having a little bit of tension ever since then, so I'm thinking they're going to continue with that storyline, and going forward, we'll see if they can coexist to regain the tag team championships, but I'm thinking it's just going to lead up to a match with either him and Luke Harper, or him and Bray. So it was a great match, great way to kick off SmackDown, great way to get the crowd invested into it, and a nice way to continue the storyline that they had, building up. Kind of a slow burn in a way. Backstage, we had Dolph Ziggler talking about what he did last week, putting up his opportunity against Baron Corbin. He said Corbin came looking for the fight, and he got one. Wasn't the smartest thing to do to put up his opportunity, but that's what's happened most of his life. Bad choices, bad decisions. He said opportunity after opportunity has slipped through his hands, and it bothers him every single day, every single night. He can't sleep because of it, and for that factor, maybe he's the wild card in this match. And every once in a while, the wild card changes the whole damn game. Nice little promo. Then we had James Ellsworth, who's still selling his injuries from AJ Styles, as he should. And, he was asked about people making fun of him. He was like, I get it. I'm not, the nicest looking guy. I'm only like 150 pounds and, the whole chinless thing. But, sometimes it does get to him. And then Carmella came to his defense and said she finds him uniquely attractive. And I'm still kind of confused at this whole storyline. Like, why is she trying to get with James Ellsworth? Come on, Carmella. You can do way better than that. You're dating Big Cass, for God's sake. You can do way better than James Ellsworth. Come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Next, we had the WWE Women's Championship match, Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. Alexa has pretty much been ducking Becky Lynch for the past few weeks. Becky tricked her last week when she dressed up as La Luchadora and got a pinfall over her because Alexa was thinking it was just an enhancement match. And Becky dressed up as this Luchadora, whatever, gimmick character, and stole the victory from her. So now, no gimmicks or whatever. This was just, straight up championship match. And it was a good start to the match for both of them. Alexa seemed at first that she was going to defer to Becky, but that wasn't the case. The 5 Feet of Fury, as they call her, took on the challenge head on and went after Becky. They didn't disappoint in this match. It was a little sloppy with those pins. I think they need to work on that just a little bit, but other than that, it was a very solid match. She got some good heat in on Becky to get the crowd onto her side, and Becky fired up, then tried to rip her freaking arm out the socket. She locked her arm up with one of her legs, like twisted it behind her back, and then snapped the arm to that side while she was on her stomach. It just, oh my God, it looked disgusting. It looked like her arm was broke. And that wasn't the first time it looked like her arm was broke during this match. But it was a really devastating move and looked like it hurt. I would have cried if that happened to me. They went back and forth for a little while, and then some music played, and then like somebody else dressed up as La Luchadora came out, and I'm just like, wait, it's not Becky this time. She came out to interfere in the match, was out, by the commentator's table. Becky was trying to, get her the hell out of there. Got distracted, almost got rolled up by Alexa, but then she somehow got her into the disarmer, She got her foot to the rope, and then she was like complaining to the ref, and the ref looked at her. Her freaking arm was poked out like it was dislocated, and I'm just like, oh my god, Becky, you need to chill. But it turned out that Alexa Bliss is just double jointed. She played the ref, she played Becky, and La Luchadora hit Becky into the ring post while Alexa had the ref distracted, and Alexa rolled her up to retain the title. Now there's word going around of who this could possibly be. People are saying Tamina, and I'm thinking maybe, because the person kind of looked a little, on the brown skin side. It couldn't have been Naomi, because you would have known if it was Naomi. Just trust and believe. We would have known. And the person was built, kind of like a man a little bit. So I'm going to agree with them. Maybe it is Tamina. Tamina's been out with injury for a little bit, so maybe this is her returning, and they're putting her on SmackDown. And she's probably going to be like the bodyguard for Alexa Bliss, because Alexa Bliss is pretty small. And it's going to be kind of like how AJ Lee had Tamina. Tamina's just destined to play a bodyguard role, no matter what they give to her. So Alexa had a little interview, and they were asking her who the masked woman was. She was like, I don't know. It could be Sasha Banks or Nia Jax or something. So this is possible, a possible next storyline for Becky Lynch, depending on whoever that is who screwed her out of the title. But nice match and nice transition into a new rivalry. Renee Young backstage, she went to Miz's locker room reluctantly. Didn't look like she wanted to be there. And Maurice answers the door and looked like she was about to tear her limb from limb. She gave her the most heated stare down of 2016. She stared at this girl like, if you don't get the fluff away from this door, I'm gonna kill you. You slapped my husband last week? Yeah, I got you slap. I got you slap. Yeah, let's go. I used to be a wrestler. Come on now. You don't want none of this. And then Miz stopped her from killing her. And, was just like, what? I got this. So then she asked him, how he's going to top 2016 after, the incredible year that he's had and his incredible run as IC champion. And he said something about he's going to do something to Dean Ambrose or something like that, or he's just going to ascend into 2017 and just be greater than what he already is. And before then, he had, told the security to get out of his shot. He was just going to have the shot to himself because he's the Hollywood A-lister and whatever. And then we look behind him again, and Dean Ambrose pops up in a security shirt. And Miz stops again like, I thought I told these security guards to get the hell out of my shot. Turns around like he's about to say something, and Dean was like, what's up? And then they just started kicking his ass. He started going to work on The Miz. And then the security guards came up. Dean took them out as well. And then he picked up one of their walkie-talkies or whatever. And he was just like, he bleeped in. He was just like, all clear. And walked away. I just love Dean Ambrose, man. His charisma has definitely improved from his days with the Shield. I thought he was the least charismatic one out of the three. Surprisingly. Well, not really surprisingly, but, you would have think he would have more charisma. And now he's just oozing charisma. And he's really stepped up to the challenge ever since Stone Cold, called him out on his podcast about it. So that was enjoyable. After that, we had Nikki Bella in the locker room responding to what Natalya said to her last week. She said she's not ashamed of who she is. She worked her ass off to be the longest reigning Divas champion of all time. She even came back from a career-threatening injury. She's in love with the man of her life, man of her dreams, and she's proud to have 2 reality television shows. And it's not because of her looks either. It's because of her hard work and dedication. And whatever she has to say to Natalya, she's gonna say it to her face. So that'll probably culminate next week. We didn't get anything else about that tonight. Then we had Baron Corbin, who was asked if he's feeling any pressure about his first championship match. And he said, it shouldn't have took him this long to be considered a main eventer. And AJ and Dolph should feel pressure because the 2 little men are going to fear the end of days. I just love this man, Corbin, man. This man is a beast. In his promos, you just feel the intensity, the passion that he has. He means what he says. They're going to have to fear him. And then we get the WWE Championship Triple Threat match. Oh my goodness. This match right here. This match, another incredible match. And not just because of AJ Styles, and not just because of Dolph Ziggler, but Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin made this match even more special than it already was going to be. This man, Baron Corbin, controlled the pace, the intensity. He controlled everything about this match. He started off aggressive and was ready to kick some ass, had his game face on, and was making the most of his opportunity. Was in complete control for about 95% of this match. AJ and Dolph kept trying to work together to get him down, to get him out so they could go toe-to-toe with each other. They took their eyes off the ball one time. He came back, double clotheslined him, and just reasserted his dominance. And like he said in his interview right before the match, he's feeling no pressure. And you could actually tell during this match that this man had no pressure at all. He was all about dominating, and that's what he went out there and did. Corbin was about to end the match with the end of days on Dolph Ziggler. AJ blocked it, and he was just like destroying him single-handedly. I'm like, this man just looks so great in this match. And they did a good job of displaying him to make him look strong. And AJ and Dolph sold for him wonderfully. I definitely got to give them their props on that. They tried to double team him once again. Led to the outside of the ring. He threw them both into barricades. And started taking apart the announce table, SmackDown announce table, and just didn't give no fuck. He was throwing water bottles in the ring. He threw one into the crowd. It didn't matter. He was just throwing stuff everywhere, knocking the papers off. He was about to send both of them through that announce table. But he took his eye off of them for a little bit. AJ, jumped off the stairs, hit him with a forearm. Dolph super kicked him, and he landed on a table. They went right behind the table, hopped up on the barricade, and AJ did a leg drop, and Dolph did a elbow drop, and they double dropped through the table to take out Baron Corbin out of the match. And I was just like, dang, they had to go that far to get this man down just so they could go at it for a little bit. Because like I said, they tried to knock him down, he'd get right back up. And it took them a while to knock him down and just, get him out of the match. But Baron Corbin was all over this match and in control, like I said, for about 95% of it. Then, after they set aside their differences to take him out, they were able to finally have their one-on-one. And they were going at it, both trying to end the match. Before Corbin could actually get into the ring, Dolph was able to block a Styles Clash. And then, AJ went up for the phenomenal forearm. He countered that. Dolph hit him with a super kick. And then I think Corbin was supposed to get in the ring and break up the pinfall. But AJ actually wound up having to kick out because Corbin was a little too late getting into the ring. But AJ was able to kick out of that. And then Corbin got back up, started to assert his dominance one more time. He got a 2 count off of a deep 6 on the Dolph. And then he went for the end of days on AJ. And as he's hitting the end of days, as he goes backwards, Dolph Ziggler hops up and hits him with the zigzag. I'm like, oh my God. That was a wonderful spot. I absolutely love that spot. Ziggler went to go get the pin after the zigzag and only got a 2 count. That was an awesome sequence that they did. Corbin, once again, just having a match of his life. This was the best match he's ever had. And then he hit the end of days on Dolph Ziggler. And then AJ out of nowhere hits the phenomenal forearm on Corbin, who gets knocked out of the ring. And then AJ pins Ziggler for the win and to retain his WWE Championship. Incredible main event. Another great match from AJ Styles. Great match from Dolph Ziggler. And incredible performance from Baron Corbin to end off 2016 and lead us into 2017. And like I just said, this was Corbin's best match he ever had. AJ and Dolph sold wonderfully for him. And WWE better invest more stock into this guy because he is a bona fide star. Hashtag push Baron Corbin. And then we had John Cena come out. Because like he said, to kick off SmackDown, he's challenging whoever wins the triple threat match at the Royal Rumble. So he comes out, he gets in AJ Styles' face, he takes his shirt off, takes his hat off, throws the stuff into the crowd, and then he sticks out his hand to AJ Styles. AJ's looking at him confused, like, what the hell are you doing? He's stuck. He's like, hey, I'm proud of you. You're the face that runs the place. You're the champ that runs the camp. You impressed the hell out of me. I'm showing you some good sportsmanship. Shake my hand. So they shake hands. And then AJ is like, you're not taking this title from me. I'm the champ. And, they just do their whole little gimmicks or whatever. And that's how SmackDown Live ended. Setting up for the Royal Rumble. And I believe that's what's going to happen next week. They're going to start setting up even more matches for the Royal Rumble. And, incredible episode of SmackDown. Great way to end off 2017. We had a tag team title change. We had a great women's championship match. Great WWE championship match. And just the whole night in itself was just great. Oh, man. And Baron Corbin, man. Him and Braun Strowman are on the come up. Look out for these guys. Look out for Braun Strowman, the Strowman, and Baron Corbin. These guys are making waves in the WWE right now. And I'm glad to see more stars being created. Finally. They're finally creating more stars, and I love it. Even Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is the SmackDown Women's Champion. She's about to have a great run, I'm sure. And just people from NXT and just people just coming up and being built up even more. I wish they made Kevin Owens look stronger, but he just looks crazy as a heel. They're ruining his heel run just like they did Seth Rollins, but hopefully they can work on that and improve it. But this was just a great episode of SmackDown. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Slap a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll talk to you guys later on. Peace.